YouTube, what is up? We are finally back. It has been a long break from YouTube. Not by design, it's just the last 2 weeks of the regular season. They're basically like the preseason for most of the games. Either a team is totally dead for the season already and they're just looking on to next year's draft, or teams are playing for seeding, but they're already in, so it's like, you know, half the teams are resting guys that are in. It's a shit show the last 2 weeks of the regular season. So we haven't posted a live pick video format on this channel since I believe week 16. We had the Kansas City Chiefs minus 2.5 over the Houston Texans, which we did win. That was the last bet that I made a YouTube video on. Last week, though, we did finally have a bet for the first week of the playoffs. And if you guys didn't see it, I apologize. It was really out of my control. And I posted, let me do a little housekeeping. I posted it on the post section of YouTube, so you were able to see it there. So if you don't have that, hit the bell notifications and whatever else will help you show that stuff. I'm not even sure what shows it, but that's where you're going to find that kind of information. And I also post, I always say, or I forget to say half the time, go to my Twitter or my X, whatever you want to call it, at Karis Football. That's where I'm posting my picks way earlier than here on YouTube. YouTube's the last place I get to see it because it takes a lot longer to film a video, edit a video, upload a video than it is to just tweet something out. So the people that follow me on X got to see my pick for the playoffs. So we did have a pick that won there. And guys, I will get to the pick in a second for this game. We are riding with the Bills money line at even money, hosting the Ravens. I think I'm the only person aside from Dan Orlovsky that rocks with Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson. I think they're both great. I just think it's a bad spot for Lamar, and I think Josh Allen's slightly better and a good spot for Buffalo, but I will get into a deeper dive of that in a second. Let me finish up here on the housekeeping since I haven't seen you guys in a while. So last week we had one pick that came through for us for the playoffs, and the reason I didn't make a YouTube video is because I was waiting for this line drop, and it finally dropped, I don't know, an hour or two before kickoff. I don't even think I got my bet in until like the hour leading up to kickoff. So there was just no margin of time there for me to film a YouTube video, or get the bet in, film a YouTube video, edit YouTube video, upload it. If I upload it, you know, the game's probably just started by then and there's just no point and nobody's going to want to watch it. So in those cases where we're waiting on a line move, I'm just going to have to either tweet it out or put it on the post tab. So I just need to do a little housekeeping there. But the bet we did have that one was we had a teaser with the Buffalo Bills. We teased them down. So here's the deal. Buffalo was -9, and I'm not going to, I always do 6-point teasers. And I'm not going to tease -9 down to -3. We have to get, if we're doing a teaser, we need to either be getting -2.5 or better if we're, teasing down a favorite, or if we're teasing up an underdog, we want to be getting +2.5 we want to be getting +7.5 or higher. So we want to be getting those key numbers. So in order to tease the Bills down, I needed an 8.5 or lower. The line ended up dropping from -9 to -8. So I got Bills -2, which they won by 1 billion points. That was a great easy winner. And we had them teased with the Rams not hosting technically. It got moved to neutral site. The Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football. I believe we had them, they were +2.5, so we got them up to +8.5 because I waited until it was announced that they were moving the game before I bet that game. So we had the Bills -2, we had the Rams +8.5. Both teams won by 1 billion points. Very easy week. And that's kind of what I try to pride myself on this channel. I'm not the guy, you see most of these losers on whatever platform on social media, and they got 8 different picks for one game. We got the first half under, the second half spread, the player prop for this. That is how you fucking lose money, guys. That is just how you lose money. What separates us on this channel is we're more like snipers, man. We are just patiently waiting. We are usually not really betting. And then, oh, wow, this value is too absurd that we have to take it because it's just the discrepancy between that line and what we believe the line should be. You have to take it. Those are the kind of bets we're taking, guys. It's boring, but it stacks up over time, and that's exactly what we've done this season. So to put a bow on all this, for the season, we are now at 35 wins, 21 losses. That's a win rate of 62.5%. We are up 4.79 units on the season. I don't think you guys realize how absurdly high that win rate is. Like I say before, pro bettors strive for 55% up. Right now we're at 62.5%. So unbelievable season so far. And I'm excited for next year. You know, it's going to be a long stretch until we get there, but I learned a lot of things this year that I feel confident that I'm going to be able to do even better next season, at least from a unit standpoint. But we'll see. That's a long ways away. And, you know, God and the universe always find a way to humble you. But for now, you know, we're kicking ass and we're going to try to keep it rolling here. All right, so let's get into it here. We like the Bills money line, even money, hosting the Baltimore Ravens. Primetime game on Sunday night. Like I hinted at earlier, I feel like I'm the only guy here on the Bills. Whole world feels like they're on the Ravens as far as rooting for. You know, there's so many Lamar Jackson fans. It seems like, at least, like I feel like that's all I see, whether it's on social media or on corporate media, whatever you want to call it. And then you got me and Dan Orlovsky who are riding with Josh Allen and the Bills here. But it's all good. We'll win or lose. It's been an awesome year. I just think there's value here on the Buffalo side. But, you know, even the betting markets seem to be on Baltimore, because it's just insane to me that this opportunity is available to take Buffalo. As I'm making this video, the line is currently Ravens -1. And just think about it. Josh Allen, probably in my opinion, I tweeted this after the Broncos game, I believe he's the best quarterback and football player in the world right now. You're getting that guy in Buffalo at home, and he's an underdog. That's fucking insane. I get it. Lamar Jackson, eye test, looks great. Everybody watched him and Derrick Henry ooze and ahs against the Steelers. Here's the thing, guys. The Steelers are dog shit. I've been saying it all year. The Steelers are fraudulent as fuck. The Steelers, and this guy, oh man, I don't know if I have time in this video. I might just do it really quick. This guy, Mike Tomlin, is the biggest hack in football. Everybody defends this guy, 10-7, winning record. Who gives a fuck? He can't win a playoff game. And I know everybody, and oh god, this is a totally different topic, but I'm gonna do it real quick because I got to do this Mike Tomlin rant. Yes, I get it. He doesn't have Joe Burrow, Tom Brady at quarterback. Fucking almost nobody does. But as a head coach, you have a few responsibilities. You have to lead men, and you also have to make really good decisions. He is the guy that has that decision power on fourth downs. Whether we go for it, whether we punt, whether we kick a field goal. I believe they were down 7-0. They have a 4th and 2. You know Dan Campbell 100 out of 100 times is going for that, and there's probably a reason they only have lost twice this year. Mike Tomlin down, and here's the thing. They're playing Lamar Jackson. You know he's going to score 7,000 points. So you're playing that game. You're not going to just win a defensive battle against Lamar. This guy punts it. Later in the game, I believe it's 14-0. They get a 4th and inches, and this fucker punts it again. And the Ravens, I believe, were getting the ball at half. So this guy just doesn't get it yet. Maybe he needs to hire somebody, an analytics guy, Madden expert, something. You know, I know people laugh at those terms, but it's real. Like, it's not that hard. Anybody that has played Madden at a decent level knows those scenarios, and like, oh, you punt the ball, you basically just lost the game there. Anyways, this is not a Mike Tomlin video. I got sidetracked. Let's get back to the game. Buffalo hosting Baltimore. So I think Lamar Jackson is great. Derrick Henry's great. I love John Harbaugh. I think he's an awesome coach. 1,000,000 times better coach than Mike Tomlin. However, it's just a bad spot for Baltimore, and there's just value on Buffalo. Look, I always say in these videos, I'm the realest one. You know, everybody that gives these picks, oh, it's a lock, it's a hammer this, hammer. It's like, guys, there's a reason I'm saying we've lost 21 bets this year out of whatever. We've won 35. And it's been an unbelievable year. We're going to lose bets. It's part of the game. I haven't lost a bet, I don't think, since week 15 or something. I think that's when the last loss we had was. But it's going to happen. But I do think there is a significant edge and higher probability than the books are putting out with this number of Ravens -1. Look, home field advantage is typically -3 when it comes to betting. So let's just take that principle. That means there's 6-point swings from teams going from home to away. If that doesn't make sense, think about it like this. The Ravens are -1 in Buffalo. If it was moved to neutral, the Ravens would gain 3 points because we're taking that advantage away from Buffalo. So now Ravens -4 on a neutral Ravens at home, you add another 3. So they're saying the Ravens would be -7 at home, but Buffalo is at 1-point underdog at home. They're saying the Ravens are way better than the Bills. That's insane to me. The way I look at this, the Bills, I think these teams are very, very close. I think them, Ravens, Lions, you could probably put those 3 teams in a very similar category for the battle of who's the best in the NFL. And Kansas City's going to be a pain in the ass because they got the 1 seed, home field advantage, all that stuff. But I'm really talking about these 3 teams that on any neutral site could win any given day. And I personally grade the Bills just slightly above the Ravens. So I'm getting, in my opinion, a team that's slightly better than the opponent. So Bills slightly better than the Ravens. And we're getting the home field advantage. I personally, with those factors combined, make this line Bills -4. So we're getting a team that I have at -4. We're able to just, I'm not going to take +1. It's a dead number. Who gives a fuck? I'd rather just get a straight up money line and get the even money. That's where I see the value in this. And there's no guarantee they win, but there's probability value. I think there's a higher probability than the sports books think that they will win, which is basically a little under 50% is what they're saying, when I think it's significantly above that. Again, as I tweeted after the Broncos game, I do think the Bills are the best team in the league, and I think they should be the betting favorites to win the Super Bowl. I think Josh Allen is currently the best quarterback in the world, and I think it's finally the year. Look, it's tough. Anything could happen in these games, but I think it's the year he should be able to get over the hump and make it to the Super Bowl. Now, I don't bet futures, nothing like that, because everything's week to week. We got to see. But as of right now, I put him in his own tier. You have good tier, great tier, elite, and then you have what I call aliens, and they call him Josh Alien for a reason, man. Josh Alien, he's in his own tier. He's the only guy this year I have in that alien tier. I think he's in a class of his own. Lamar Jackson's definitely elite. It's not like I'm shitting on Lamar. I think he's phenomenal. And he's, as far as the eye test goes, you're like, holy fuck, this guy makes so many unbelievable plays. But this game's going to be in Buffalo, freezing cold. It's going to be 14 degrees, and both guys can run it and kind of will their team. But on downs where, you're not able to run it, it's 3rd and long or whatever, I just trust Josh Allen's arm a lot more in this cold weather than I do Lamar Jackson. This is a big-time game, man, and I think this is a spot where the Ravens are just going to fall short again. It's going to be another... Again, in my opinion, it's another good year that, making it to the divisional round is a success. One team wins the Super Bowl, so, I think the Ravens had a good year, but I just think this is where it ends for them. Not having the home field advantage, I think, kills them in this game, and having to be on the road is going to be the difference. It's just a bad spot for them. 2 great teams could be game of the year. I just don't think this line adds up to what is most likely to happen, and I think that's most likely that we have a Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes rematch in the AFC Championship like we've seen before in past years. And, the Ravens have had some, I get it. When the Ravens look dominant, they look unbelievable. But they've had some games here and there where it's like, what the fuck was that from the Ravens? They lost to the Raiders. They lost to the Browns this year. It's a couple really bad losses on their record. And I know what a lot of you guys are probably thinking. You're probably saying, these two have played earlier this year and the Ravens whooped their ass. That is 100% true, but things are a lot different now. That was very, very early in the season. The Bills were coming into this season with a new offensive coordinator. They lost their best weapon in Stephon Diggs, even though they looked better without him. And they were still trying to figure out what their new identity is going to be with their coordinator without Diggs. What is this offense going to look like? How are they going to effectively move the ball? They were still in that figuring things out stage. Now they're totally in rhythm. In my opinion, the most dominant offense in football by a large margin. Whether it's, I feel like they found their identity. If you watched their game last week against Denver, it wasn't just Josh Allen being Superman every play. They really won by dominating the trenches. The offensive line was whooping, Denver's line's ass, and James Cook is really good. He's I think he ran the ball 20-plus times, averaged over 5 yards a carry in that game. Against what's considered to be one of the probably top 5 defenses in the league in Denver, and they just said, no problem, we'll just run the ball right down your throat the whole game. So I'm not too concerned about that. Now, on the passing side, in previous years, Josh Allen just forcing the ball to Stephon Diggs, whether it's he doesn't trust anyone else or Diggs is, complaining, trying to get the ball to him complaining, wanting the ball every 2 seconds. Whatever the case was, maybe the OC was trying, whatever it is, whatever that system was, that's out the window now. Now Josh Allen, if you look at the stat sheets, every guy might have 4 receptions and nobody breaks 100 yards, but who cares? Because he's literally just making the right reads. Okay, what's the defense showing me? This is the open guy here. This is the highest probability decision, and he's just making the right reads. When the defensive coverage happens to beat the play they call, Josh Allen says, okay, I'm Josh Allen. Let me put on my cape. Let me run around and grab 15 yards like it's nothing. So, they have a great running game, great passing game. If they call a bad play, fuck it. Josh Allen is Superman, and it works out a lot of the time. So there's just a lot to like, in my opinion, in the Bills game. And we already seen them. Will there be snow in this game? We'll see. We saw them in the snow against the Niners. They whooped that ass. I think Josh Allen is just built more for these weather conditions. And I think the game being in Buffalo, it's going to be loud. It's going to be a pain in the ass for the Lamar and the Ravens. I just think it's a better spot for Buffalo, and I don't think the Ravens should be the favorite, If this line for this game was Bills -4, I wouldn't be playing anything. That's the line I make. I'm only playing this because the wrong team is favored by a large margin in this one. And I said it earlier in the year, when you're able to get a quarterback like Josh Allen at -2.5, the most key number in betting, along with +7.5, you have these are very, very rare opportunities. Like this earlier this season, I made the video when we bet the Bills hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody's afraid of the Chiefs. And I said, guys, this game's in Buffalo. You're getting Josh Allen at home -2.5. It's very rare you're going to be able to get the best quarterback in the world -2.5 or greater. Think about any time you're able to get a Mahomes or Lamar at their home building -2.5. It doesn't really happen. In this scenario, I think they lobbed us up a gift, and we have to take it. And also, guys, the Bills, they've only lost 3 times this year when Josh Allen starts. 0 of those times have been at home. They are undefeated at home this year, so that just adds on to what we already like about this matchup. I just think people are betting with their hearts in this one and predicting with their hearts that they like Lamar, and they just want to see him do well. 2 or 3 time MVP. We'll see how that plays out. In reality, the Bills' offense has been better, in my opinion, than Baltimore, and not only that, this game is in home. It's a good situational spot for Buffalo. With all that being said, we are riding with the Bills money line at even money. So basically whatever you risk is what you would get back in profit. Which is really nice. We don't have to lay any vig here. 1 unit play. And I think that's it, boys. If you have any comments, drop them in the comment section below. I should do this at the beginning of the video. I always forget. But if you made it to the end, you're one of the few. God bless. Thank you so much. Please, guys, it's, when you're not signed to a platform, a barstool, whatever, I don't even want to be a part of any platforms. When you're just doing things on your own, you have to grow, and it's a slow process. So please, guys, just like the video, comment, whatever. Follow me on Twitter /X at Karis Football, because that's where I'm going to be posting things first. And like I said earlier in the video, if line moves that I'm waiting on to make a play don't happen till really close to kickoff, I'm not going to have time to make a YouTube video about that. So I'm just going to tweet those out or post them on the discussion tab here. So turn on the bell notifications or whatever, and hopefully that's how you'll see that stuff. Yeah, but that's it, guys. We've been on a really good, nice little winning streak again with, I think, what was it, week 16, we had the Chiefs, and then playoffs, round 1, we had our teaser. So let's try to keep this winning streak going and see if the Bills come through for us this weekend. And that's it, guys. Let's have some good football this weekend. Have fun watching the games, and good luck as always. Not financial advice, and bet responsibly. Peace, boys.